Let's try this again. Hey guys, what's going on? Okay, let me make sure that I am in the correct spot. And as you're hopping on, say that you're here. Tell me hello. I love hearing from you. All right, this is the 7-figure light workers making vision boards that manifest. All right, so let me make sure. Hey, Diana, what's going on? If you guys caught a little bit of me trying to go live like about a minute ago, then sorry, I accidentally had it on the wrong way and hit like exit out before I could even realize it. All right, let me get some things here. This is going to be so good. I'm really excited about this because we are going to really dive into how to create vision boards. Hey Amber, what's going on? You know what, well, let me introduce myself if anybody's on here who doesn't know me yet. I'm Cassie McKenzie, and on this lovely day, I am welcoming you to today's masterclass called Red Hot and Wealthy 7-Figure Light Workers Vision Boards for Spiritual Entrepreneurs. And let me make sure that I am recording what I need to record because I want to put this on my podcast too. So, okay. So welcome to today's vision board workshop. I am super excited to be here because this is going to be a little different from the ones I normally do. Like, we won't be picking out pictures. I'm going to leave that up to you guys, but I am going to walk you through how to create a vision board that aligns you with that, like the 7-figure spiritual entrepreneur. And to me, the spiritual entrepreneur field is full of so many opportunities to really do what we came to do, right? Healing or coaching or whatever the case, right? Raising the vibe of the planet, whether it's through health, through love, through money, through dancing, right? And especially in times like this, when there's a lot of uncertainty in the world, I feel like we are needed more than ever. Hi, Angie, what's going on? And a lot of us in turn, our job is to impact the planet and to change lives, and the world needs us to do that, okay? And, what this comes with, though, is, hey, you need money to run a business, and drop me a 1 in the comments if you've ever thought, oh my God, this is way too hard, or maybe I should just quit, or I don't know why I do this. I don't know why it looks like it's so easy for everybody else, and you're spending so much time and you're spending so much money, or you're spending or spending so much time and not making the money back that you really would like to make at the level that you know that you deserve to be made, to make, right? And so, the thing that I've noticed though, and let me know if you noticed this too, and thing that I fell into the trap of doing was building out these $111 coaching products. And dreams of $1 million business are not going to be built and supported on $111 trainings or $55 card readings, right? Like, it's unsustainable to continue to do that. And eventually you run out of time in your schedule to fulfill all of this, or you burn out completely and you're still feeling relatively, we'll use the B word, broke, right? And you know me, I don't like using cheap, broke, or poor, right? We don't want to say that. It really doesn't tell anything great to your mind, but in this case, you really feel mentally, emotionally, and financially broke, right? Let me know if you felt this way before. I know I have in the past as well. So my coaching business is shifting into really being about unlocking your potential at a super high level to impact a greater number of people, to have that higher impact at a higher level with more lasting change through high ticket offers, and being able to put together and package that, because once you have that knack, you can automatically have a high impact and a highly profitable business. So, that means no more overworking or no more undercharging. And when you're thinking about a vision for a 7-figure business, this is you wouldn't put I work 40 hours a week. Oh my God, I've got, I don't have any high ticket clients or anything like that. I'm trading time for money like that. That's not what the vibe is when you're up at the 7-figure level, right? And so usually you start to see people being like, damn, I worked way too much back then. I can cut back even more. So it's not true that the more money you make, the more you work, because I think you start to refine things. You start to really dive into that innate wealthiness inside of you and that worthiness inside of you that allows you to charge what you're meant to be charging. So anyway, today's vision board workshop is going to be all about creating a vision for a profitable business that is, one that keeps you happy, that's meaningful, that makes you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose, and then also stretches you into that $1 million businesswoman. Hey, Gina, what's going on? So, let's be honest. I've had so many conversations with my husband over the years where I've been like, oh my God, this is so hard. And he's like, well, why don't you just stop doing it? And I was like, I'm just not doing this anymore. I'm not going to show up and just get, freebie Fionas to show up that don't ever want to invest in me. I was like, and he's like, why don't you just quit? I'm like, well, because this fulfills my purpose, right? Like, I feel like this is purpose. This is my soul's work. But also, like, why does it feel so fucking hard? And these are some of the reasons why, right? Like, being a spiritual entrepreneur is hard. And I feel like just being an entrepreneur, period, can be hard. But when you add that word spiritual to it, like, you start, I don't know, like, it's magnified even more. You start to feel like that judgment for charging for a gift that you have, or, like, you start to feel like, oh my God, I'm opening up other gifts. I'm starting to feel more intuitive. I'm leading an intuitive business. Sometimes money issues might come up. Sometimes, these fears of being visible or being seen, being seen for who you actually are into this world that you've been a part of that looks at you in a completely different way and wants to keep you there, right? But keeping you there is not going to build your business, and keeping you there is not going to impact the people that you're meant to impact, right? Drop me a 2 if you feel like you are here to impact an amazing number of people and that that you were sent here to do more than what you've currently done already, right? Because I know that I would have put a 2 there myself, like, several times over the last few years for sure. All right, so sometimes all these traumas come up and it can make it hard for you to reach your desired goal. Like, no matter how much of a type A person you might be, it doesn't matter if you're a Virgo, it doesn't matter if you are a manifesting generator or whatever the hell, like, what you're trying to do here isn't for the faint of heart. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. It is hard. It can be hard, right? But, there's plenty of times like that I've wondered, like, why does it have to be so hard? Like, why does it look so easy for other people? Why does it feel like a struggle if I'm really on the right path? Like, if I'm on the right path for my soul's purpose and my soul's work, then why does it feel so goddamn hard? But I kept going, right? Just like you guys do, because we're here for a bigger purpose. We're here to impact the vibration of the world. We're here. It's vital for us to stay in business. If you look at what's going on in the world right now, with wars, with threat of nuclear war, with Amber Heard allegedly shitting on Johnny Depp's bed, with, you name it, like, political things going on, like, regardless of what side you're on of it, it's creating so much separation. And as light workers, we are sent here to eliminate the separation and create that unity, right? And create more of a love between people on the planet, a higher vibration, so that we're able to see and reach each other. And more people are opening up every single day. So our businesses have a higher purpose than somebody who sells tacos down the street, although those can certainly raise your vibration, right? I'm not knocking the taco bus down the street, but, like, the frequency of the planet changes enormously when we quit. When we are not there with our voices, the people meant to work with us don't find us. They don't find the help. They might find it from someone else who might have questionable motivations, right? Or intentions. You see a lot of people on the internet who make a lot of fucking money. It doesn't mean their intentions or what's going on behind the scenes is actually appropriate, right? But enough about that. The impact on the people's lives that you have as light workers, it goes deep, and the ripple effect is real. So when you think about your vision here, think about the fact that the world needs you to stay wealthy. It needs you to have masses of money to expand your influence and impact and teach each other, others how to do the same. Because whether you teach or coach, like, you don't have to be a business coach. You can be any kind of light worker, but like, when you are a spiritual entrepreneur and you're working with clients and they see you at a higher vibration, they're meeting you up there. And when they see you financially thriving, they feel like they can do it themselves, and they know that they can do it themselves. You give them the hope just by living your life, right? So, but let's go back to the beginning where I said, like, this isn't going to be accomplished by selling $111 trainings or full courses that energetically drain you, like posting on 4 different social media platforms and, expecting that you're going to have enough energy at the end of the day to do what you came here to do, right? Like, think about the fact, if you have a goal that's $10,000 per month, you would need 90 people to buy that program in order, like $111 training, in order to make $10,000 per month. 90 people. That's like over 20 people per week. Now, let me know if this is like an aha moment for you, because I had a coach say this once to me, and honestly, I don't think I would have seen it myself because I was so deep into it. And coming into the online space, you see so many people selling these low ticket offers, and yet they're following people who make millions with that ease and flow, and they're like, well, why am I still struggling? Why am I working my ass off? Why am I snapping at my kids because I can't get my mind straight, right? So, I mean, give me a break, right? Like, I saw a stat the other day that said that only 1% of coaches, and you can say like spiritual entrepreneurs probably fall in the same bucket, if not, make over $100,000 a year. 1%. And so, in my opinion, coaches beyond, like, the world needs you to be happy. They need you to be wealthy and profitable so that not only you stay in business, but you expand your influence and you expand your impact. And you're giving your mind, when you're doing that, you're at this space where you have this natural peace of mind, and you're giving, like, it allows your mind to expand and your intuition room to breathe for all those divine downloads to seep in, right? How many times have you been sitting there like, I feel like this would be a great thing to do, but there's something off about it. And then you do it anyway, and then it doesn't work, right? Or you don't get the result that you want. Like, I have done this so many times, I can't even, like, if I can't swing a dead cat without like hitting a memory that of some time I did that, like, honestly, seriously. So, but hiring mentors and, joining programs and learning and having that proximity, that is power, right? So who you spend time with is who you're going to become. And that's the truth. And like, I realized at one point that like too many of us are spending time with ourselves. And that's exactly what we're getting in return, right? Undercharging and overworking and wondering why the millions aren't arriving, and wanting to be on that fast track of like building that business of your dreams. But you've got to think bigger, right? You've got to think more expansively and think like the mentor that you want to become. And that's what we're going to do today in this vision board workshop. So everything I said is like kind of setting you up for that, like, yo, this goes like way beyond a Louis Vuitton bag or riding in first class, right? Like, this goes into me staying not only in business, but thriving in business so that I can impact the world at a higher vibration. I can show other people how to do the same. I can heal people at a higher vibration. I can, connect with gifts faster because your mind and your body and your soul isn't like energetically busy with the nonsense all the time, right? So let's expand your vision today. Let's get you thinking of the things that would create like a higher ticket luxury environment for you to expand in your business. And so you can share your gifts and provide a huge transformation for your clients. And instead of being like you are not the spiritual entrepreneur's world's like 7-Eleven, okay? Like, let's stop being transactional and start being intentional and be that big ticket, right? So drop in here what your desires are. Like, given this conversation, given where we're going, given what it takes for you to really live out that dream business, what desires do you have? Because when I did this exercise a while back, I came up with like, I wanted to manifest more painful clients, more clients that said, fuck yeah, I'm in. And like, here's my card. I am joining. I am in. Let's get started, right? Creating more spirit-led and heart-led business plans. And let me go back to like the high ticket thing for a second. What's high ticket for me might not be high ticket for you. Okay, let's set a definition here around you deciding what a high ticket offer for you is. Like I would say typically it's anywhere around $1,000 or more. Some people might offer $5,000. Some people might offer $20,000 offers. Like it just depends a lot of times on what you're doing and how long the experience is, what sort of, how in depth you get, what comes with it. Like there's a whole bunch of different things that go into it. But I want you to think about high ticket being an amount that would change your life, right? That would change your life to be able to charge, that would make you feel like, damn, I'm that bitch, right? Like I am able to provide this level of transformation and this level of service to these people and feel like I'm actually getting paid appropriately for that energetic exchange, right? The energetic exchange for you. Like when I got to the point that I didn't feel like I was getting the energetic exchange back, I just stopped offering those things, right? And so it was like, there's a lot of like self-sabotage that can come in too, right? There's a whole lot that can come in with all of this. But I want you to start thinking bigger, because if you start normalizing these higher ticket vibes, then you're going to start normalizing a higher response to your business, right? Both from you and from other people. So drop in here, what are some of your desires? Because those were just some of mine. And I made a vision board the other day. I made like a next level vision board. Where is it? Here. So funny story. This canvas that I have here was one that I started in a kitchen of my 450 square foot place I was living in Atlanta right before I moved out to San Diego and met my husband. And so I painted it red for some reason. Like you can see the canvas is actually red. And underneath in gold, I wrote 2012 because it was like February 2012 when I was going to sit down to make this. And I put, it's fun time. And then there's like another picture of like a paddleboarding guy with like a family with 2 kids. And it's so funny now, 10 years later, and I put 3, I don't know, I used to go to like Chinese restaurants and Thai restaurants all the time. And so I had these fortune cookies. And I put 3 on there, and one it says you have a good head for matters of money. The other says you will travel to many exotic places. And it's so funny that 10 years later of what little that I put on this thing, and that I've carried this around in countless moves, let me tell you, it's still manifested. It still rings true. And so I used this board, not realizing it was exactly 10 years before. And I'll share this with you. I could share a picture. I put it up on my line. But like when you're thinking about these desires that you have for, maybe it's a spirit-led high ticket offer that you want to put together that feels fulfilling and meaningful to you, and also pays you what you believe is a great energetic exchange. Like, what are the elements of this? All right, think about what it is that you want. Like I said, we're not going to spend time with a Canva demonstration on how to like do this, because you guys know how to use Canva. You're smart business ladies. But let's think about the elements for this big vision that'll actually make it manifest. All right, so for me, I had to stop and say, okay, if I am I need a picture. I need a picture of what the success is going to look like. A picture in my mind. Because if I sit there in the moment trying to figure out a picture, I'm not gonna fucking like come up with it. Like, let's be honest. So for this, what I want you to think about is 3 elements. You want to think about, number 1, you working. What is the vision? What are you seeing in your mind when you think about yourself working at a 7-figure level? Like, for example, like what says I've made it? What are like a visual depiction that you look at it and you're like, I've fucking made it. I've made it, right? They're visuals that are representing that success that you create. It could be like, I actually created these on my own in Canva. Don't ask me how. I'm a magician, that's why. But I've got these PayPal notifications that pop up on the iPhone, right? And I actually changed the amounts on there to like pretty big amounts that are, you know, what I'm manifesting at the next level and creating at the next level. But like to have a picture in my mind or have this in front of me at my desk every day, it's imprinting that on my subconscious mind so that that's normalizing that amount. And it's like, of course I have 5 notifications every single day that look like this. Like at this level, I've got 5 notifications for sure that look like this. PayPal notifications that pop up on your phone screen. You can put some sort of element of that on there. What is like a work life specific thing that you would put on there too? Like, oh, 1 second. Think about this right now. I want you to take a minute and think about this right now. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. It could be like, I have some Zoom pictures here where I'm leading a group of like 40 people. What are there like any features in publications that you would consider? Do you want to be published in Business Insider or Mind Body Green or Elephant Journal or even Cosmopolitan? Like, do you have those dreams as well? Do you want to learn how to do that? Do you want to have a podcast? Do you want to be on other people's podcasts? Think about this right now, and I want you to drop it in, get interactive on this workshop, and drop it into the comments, and I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, has anybody added anything? I don't see it. You got to get interactive on this, guys. Okay, so what says I've made it for you? Somebody put something or else I'm not going to move on. And we're going to sit here forever. Okay, more ease and flow in my life picture that depict that energy such as ocean waves. But what actually would look like you working? Unless you work on the ocean, right? What would look like you personally working? I want to have a flood of sign-ups, full to the max Zooms and lives. When I publish my book, I want money that I don't even know I have. Okay, so example, for a flood of sign-ups, how about you've got, like, you create a visual, like an email inbox that says, I'm in, or create like a visual of people saying, I'm in. I'm signing up. I just signed up. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to start with you. You know, like you can take those little things, put them into a picture on Canva, print it out and slap it on here. That's what I did. Like I created these Zoom things on here. It's like there's a picture here, for example, that has me looking at a computer where there's like 12 people on a Zoom. Here's one with like 40 and there's my picture right there. But also, the next step would be, so, you know, leading like a one-on-one call or maybe working with my team, like showing that I've built a team up at this point. This is, you might have seen me in Forbes and Goalcast and OK Magazine, Stand Out and Shine, like all of these things. And here's all like the PayPal payments, massive payment notifications every day. All right. All right. So massive success, right? So not just about sitting there with money, but like what would be the key indicators that you have made it? Like what would you be looking at that would say, I fucking did it and this is the norm? Oh my God. Yeah, of course this happens every single freaking day, right? Okay. Next, I want you to think about elements of your big vision on your vision board being things of you playing, right? So like on mine, I have sitting on a massage table. I've got me doing yoga. I'm sitting there on a vacation and, got meditation and good times all around, right? I've got a lot of pictures from beautiful places that we'd love to travel to, dancing on the beach. Yes, definitely put you in the picture. Okay, so this is a subconscious thing too. You looking at yourself involved in the picture of the future you naturally makes your brain want to make it true, because it does. You remember, your subconscious doesn't know what's real or imagined. It has no clue what's real or imagined. So it doesn't know that you haven't lived this yet, and it's normalizing it through the eyes, right? Like, it doesn't know that this picture hasn't happened yet. So the more you look at it, the more it's like, oh, that's normal. Yeah. Instead of automatically kicking it back and saying, that's not fucking normal, like whatever. Like you trying to say an affirmation, right? So it's like a backdoor way into your subconscious to normalize your new life and bring it to you faster. Because it's not going to stir, it's going to stir up feelings of like, oh yeah, like that's my life, versus that's not my life. Yeah, this sucks. You know what I mean? Okay. So yeah, you want it's called associated. You want some photos that have you associated in it. And then disassociated are like you looking out into the picture. Yeah, absolutely helps with imposter syndrome. Absolutely. It helps with everything. It's an NLP technique that that like I use very, very regularly. It's the same way like visualizing, when you're doing a visualization. If you can like think about you visualizing it through your eyes versus you looking at a picture of you in the picture, right? Does that make sense? So like if you're visualizing it that you're actually walking in that situation versus looking at a picture of it, there might be depending on the person, one might be more powerful than the other, and you got to figure out which one's more powerful for you. So putting a blend of both of them in there helps. That's why, so pick, like even in this photo, I actually like colored brown hair onto this lady who's on the beach. She was blonde before, but she's got like nice long brown hair now. Okay, so think about these photos now of, because you don't want to make it just about work, right? Let's look at the secondary benefit of your work. How does it free up time for you? And how can you have photos and things and visuals on there of you playing? Like, what are you going to do with the money you make? And what do you do with the time that you've freed up as a result of your business running like on an autopilot, basically, right? So think about those visuals there. And then also, lastly, you want to, as far as visuals go, what are your clients, right? Think about your clients. Like that's why I have some visuals here of working with clients. Like, what does that look like? Is it, for me, it was Zoom. Like a lot of us are on Zoom, right? You might have retreats, right? If you can come up with a photo or come up with some sort of visual of what your retreat would look like, slap that on there, right? Incorporate yourself in the photo. Working with your client, what sort of setting do you work with your clients on? Like, is it one-on-one? Is it speaking? Are you hired as a speaker? Is there a picture looking out onto a big crowd? Like that's also a way for you to create impact, right? A huge impact. So if that's in your dreams and that's in your like vision funnel, then put that on there too. All right, so yay, mind blown. I love it. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay. Now, next step is you want these photos to create a certain vibe. All right. You want this imagery to feel good to you, to feel inspiring to you, but also to be normalizing to you, right? You want to look at it and feel love and passion. You want to look at it and be like, duh, yeah, like this is the way. Because there's been times where I've made vision boards and they have not felt like connected to it at all. I felt like sort of connected, but in a way it just felt like words and pretty pictures. When I look at this one, I like get chill bumps because I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like absolutely this is happening. Totally, 100%. you know? So you want to look at it and feel love and passion for it. You want to, it's got to be meaningful to you. It's got to evoke that feeling inside of you that's not like a, oh yeah, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is like what everybody else is doing, and so I'm going to put that on here. Like, if you don't give a shit about flying first class, if you know that even if you were a millionaire, you would still fly coach, then don't waste a picture of first class on your vision board, because you don't even really care about it to begin with, you know? Or if you don't have any dream of traveling anywhere, and you just, you know, you've got other dreams, like, you know, like having a house that you stay at that you love, right? Or building like a retreat center, or what, like put pictures of what the retreat center would look like. Don't take up valuable space on your vision board with pictures of Italy, you know, or pictures of fucking, like I had a picture on here, there's a picture of London here, and I think that bad boy is going to go away because I don't really give a shit about going to London. It wouldn't be like super exciting. But I think I might put a picture of the Egypt instead, like I want to do a tour in Egypt. So I'm going to actually find myself a picture, because that's, it's okay. But I'll take the little over lagoon huts that look like they're in Bora Bora. I'll take that. Tahiti, please. So what evokes that passion and those vibes, okay? And then also, lastly, think about, like, as far as the words, like you see on mine that there are words. It says ready, set, play, made for massive success, good times all around, restore balance in 2022. So what are some, like, what would you be hearing? What are some sounds that you would hear as a result of everything manifesting right before your eyes, right? What are some affirmations that you would always say to yourself? What are, like, just simple sentences that you would naturally be like, yeah, hell yeah, I did that. Oh my God, you know, I'm a millionaire. You know, there's so many people in my programs all the time. Like my Zoom is always like at capacity. You know, like, what are key phrases? What are some key words that you would be using? And you can type those out. You don't have to find them in a magazine, but you could type them out on Zoom, print them out, and glue them onto here. And you'd be surprised at how it starts to just get imprinted onto your brain. So if we go back to those desires, like, really think about what your desires are, like manifesting, you know, like a business plan that's aligned with your heart, that feels good, that feels expansive, but feels manageable, right? What are some, like, manifesting painful clients, high ticket sales, you know, having a good time, having fun and making money, like working less and making more and having more fun, right? And playing more in your business. Like, how can you, like, for me, obviously, if my business is freeing up time to go travel, then there might be some times where I'm working in a hotel room, right? And so that would be imagery that would help to manifest that into reality. All right. You know, like, as far as vision boards for me, like I said, sometimes it didn't work, but I didn't follow these steps. I wasn't really connected with it. I was more connected with the idea of things. But then there were other times where they manifested like crazy. Like the one that, and I think I've said this before, but if you're new to my world and you've never been on this sort of thing with me. So when I met my husband, I actually had created a vision board for love right before that, right around the same time that I created this one. And I created another one for moving to San Diego, and both of those things happened. I ended up meeting him in San Diego. But after we met, we were long distance for like a year or so, maybe a year and a half. Meaning he was working on a super yacht they didn't have any schedule of where they were going to go because they had a Russian owner and they never let them know where they were going to be. So whenever we would see each other, I'd be like, well, I don't know when I'm going to see him again unless, you know, I hop on a plane at the last minute, right? And so I had gone to visit him in South Africa, and that's when it was like about 6 months after we met, and he was heading back to the yacht to go work on the he was heading back to the super yacht to go work on it for like the next 4 months. And I didn't know if it was going to be like 4 or 5 months. Now, imagine me living in San Diego. I was starting a new job, and I was like, holy shit, like, this guy's hot. He's obviously like going to Europe, you know, hanging out in like marinas and bars and, you know, the south of France. Like, this guy, like, I need a freaking miracle for this guy to still be like thinking of me when he's there, when all we do is talk on WhatsApp. Like, we literally never talked on the phone except for like every month or so, which is crazy. Anybody else would have said I was fucking nuts for thinking that this was ever going to work out, which it wouldn't be the first time somebody told me I was fucking nuts, right? So let's be honest there. But I remember hopping on the plane to get onto my, Virgin Atlantic, or what was it, Virgin Airlines flight that went through London. And they were great because they would leave like all sorts of magazines, like full friggin' magazines for you to take. And there were like, I'd always get to the gate at the last minute, and the only ones left were like bridal magazines. But to me, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to take these back and I'm going to use these for my vision board. And as soon as I got home, they were the first thing I unpacked. And I made this huge vision board with pictures of weddings and brides and photos and like rings and all sorts of shit, like passion and everything. And so I put it above the fireplace at the apartment that I lived in San Diego with my best friend Karen. And it was so funny because like, she would just kind of like look at me and look at that and just like roll her eyes because she knows how like nutty I can be about this kind of stuff. Even back then, this was like 2013. But like that shit worked. It completely worked. I was connected with it. It was very direct. It was very pinpointed. And when you are connected to it, when you keep those images in you, whatever it takes to help calm your nervous system down and make this a reality, right? So that you're not freaking out that something hasn't happened yet. You look at it and you're like, oh my God, yeah, this is happening. This is happening. This can be real. This can happen. Absolutely. Like anything that feels better to move that vibration up so that then you're aligned with what you want. So that's why I'm so like, you can tell like I'm super passionate about this, and creating these for your business works the exact same way. And I really want you guys this month to work on figuring out what it is that you want, figuring out like how you would feel following these steps. You can come back and replay this if you want to. And this is going to absolutely work for you. And so also I'm going to be announcing very shortly in the next like week or so, a special opportunity to work together as spiritual entrepreneurs, because you could tell I'm so passionate about this. Like I feel like when I do things that are more like life coaching side and abundance and manifestation, that's great, that works, that's wonderful. But what I'm super passionate about is like us as light workers, like to impact the lives. Like I want you guys to be so wildly wealthy that you're able to hold so many clients in your life and in your world. This is not just about like business coaching. This is about like, this has a greater purpose. And for every person that I can work with and help you create these offers and create these packages of things that really can affect tens and hundreds of people on your own, like to me, that's a ripple effect of the output, right? Like that's a ripple effect that impacts people across the world, right? And I feel like it, like that ties to my purpose way more, because instead of just helping one person, for every one of you that I help, it's like helping tens or hundreds in return, right? And like to me, that's what our planet needs. That's what we need. And I know you'd feel good helping more and more people too. So I've created something. I'm so freaking excited about this. I just want to like throw up on myself. But like I'm going to be announcing this special opportunity to work together as spiritual entrepreneurs and light workers who want to turn your light working business, your spiritual entrepreneur business, into a 6 or 7 figure, abundant, standout brand that allows you to work less than 10 to 15 hours a week. Okay. So more details are going to come. There's no reason why you need to be killing yourself working 40 hours a week to serve the world and then you feel like you're not fucking making any money either. Like there's more details to come, and with my support, you're going to create and sell a high ticket, high impact offer that attracts your soulmate clients and sells like crazy, like even when you're sleeping. Even when you're sleeping, we're going to be able to automate this baby. We're going to get you in front of so many people. I'm going to be teaching you ways to expand your impact and your influence without involving ads and a whole lot of time on social media. And like the vibe of this is going to be make more, work less, have more time for fun. And it's all about that ripple effect. Like the sooner we can get you guys feeling financially free and time-wise free, so that you're able to do whatever you want to do with your private time, right? And do the things that light you up, right? And so, don't go it alone, like get on the fast track. And so that's what this is going to be. It's going to be called the 7-Figure Lightworker Accelerator. And it's all about creating that irresistible high ticket offer and creating this business that just like blows up. So, like I said, I'm going to be giving you more details about this. But if you are ready, you want more information, you can certainly reach out to me. This is going to look like a 4 months together, and like a blend of support, everything you need to know. And I just can't wait to divulge some of the details because it's fucking like the best thing I've ever put together ever. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this workshop. If you're ready to hear more information about that, then just send me a message, XO Cassie McKenzie. And other than that, good luck. Share your vision boards, what you put together. Like for this one, I cut out some things, and then I also just went online and printed out some things as well. Like I cut out some things from magazines, but like all I had here was Better Homes and Gardens, which doesn't exactly have the things that I want. And so you might find that you need to like just print everything out, but go ahead and create this. Get this in front of your eyeballs. Like these are some clear tips for creating a 7-figure lightworker vision board that manifests for you, okay? And share it in the group. I love seeing these vision boards. Let's celebrate you there, okay? Love you guys. Mwah! And I will see you next time. Bye.